right?
Yeah, we are live.
We are live.
Hopefully everything is working. Beep.
Live on my screen.
Mhm. $100 buy a nice computer.
What is up? We're just jamming out to the intro there. How is everybody doing tonight? I'm Josh, JRB5. This is, I don't know who this is.
The beardless K711.
The beardless K711. And below us, we got Jason Crile. He's a photographer, light painter, right? Is that what? Yes, I like that. I like that terminology of it. That's a good explanation for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we got some of his artwork. We'll show up in here. He's got an exhibit. And we'll talk about that. But
Yeah, it's a really cool exhibit.
we
Seen
went
it once before. First time I met him, he showed me how I did it in more depth. The second time, well, you had that little video thing too, I think, up, didn't you? Or something like that. I don't know. It's been a while.
Slideshow.
Yeah. It was a slideshow. That's what it was.
No.
You got to see the actual first void that was rebuilt at Open Studios. That I did the majority of the laser stuff in.
Yeah. Cool. We got our painting over there. We're gonna continue on with Artificial World is what we're calling this series, and just kind of
because everybody last time thought we were doing a cheeseburger.
I don't know what's going on.
When it was just lines.
Welcome back, Mr. Joshua Ricks. Been a while. Yeah, we are back on the Talking Beards Network. We lost connection with it. Life was going on, I mean, everybody had their things going on. I hate bothering people to, hey, I need to do something. I just kind of went, and they're like, hey, why haven't you been broadcasting? I'm like, well, I didn't want to bug you guys, Life was busy.
A little bit slow right now, but I think once we get back up to speed, we'll try to do similar to, we're going to change our format a little each time anyway.
And then he shaves his beard for the first time back.
First time back on the Bearded Network.
The Bearded Network.
I got some stubble. You want to feel?
Yeah, I'm good. Looks like the turtle from Rocco's Modern Life. I should have.
Oh my God! I need to get that T-shirt too.
But yeah, like I said, we went and checked out the exhibit there. Art House 310 Friday. We had Kevin's thing Saturday. I was shooting a video for him. He played at the Hideout. It's a neat little venue and home of the Aaron and Austin podcast. So,
and the photo studio, and a bunch of stuff in that place.
Bunch of plush. Yeah, Ginny Jack was there. I came home with a dozen cookies last night, and there's only 2 left after we left. So
yeah, I left with a dozen cookies too, but there's still like 6 left.
Well, the kid and mom was digging into them, so good stuff there.
Mine was a trade. How much are your hats? Would you do it for some cookies? Oh, hell yeah. I'll trade anything for food if the price is right.
Yeah, Joshua says looks like Ren and Stimpy. I don't like how the things doesn't. We don't move up. Like I said, I'm on the Talking Beard StreamYard today, so it's a whole different StreamYard, and I have not got everything set up the same.
Well, you're also on a different computer too, so
yeah.
I never understood why you can go from computer to computer with the same program, but stuff looks different. I never understood that.
Keep us on our toes. Keep us on our toes. See if I can go into settings and do anything here.
Yeah, look how small that looks.
Yeah, I'm not going to be getting into all this on air. We'll deal with that at a later time. There was a lot of options.
Yeah, you did something up there. I don't know what you did.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, we will get into... Kevin, did you have anything you wanted to talk about?
Not much. I mean, my band next week, we're going to be at Your Band Sucks, and he's going to be filming us again. Maybe
Yeah.
a few I like them
At Kirby's,
photos you
right?
did. Yeah, Kirby. Kirby's, there's a lot of noise with colors because of all those posters and stickers everywhere.
Definitely.
It really changes how you take photography. If you can take photos at Kirby's, you can take photos almost anywhere.
Except for barleycorns, they'll all be red.
Yeah, except barleycorns will all be red no matter what you do.
Or blue, depending on the light they turn on.
Yeah.
They like that blue and red light.
Man, when they had that red light on, you can't even see the audience. You're on the stage.
Yeah.
You're like, is there anybody out there?
Have you shot at barleycorns?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At both places numerous times. As many barleycorns as many iterations. Like 2 versions of barleycorns. It's been.
Yeah.
Panama Reds back in the day. It was some others. The Velvet Rope for a while. Does anybody remember that?
No.
Well, you're really dating yourself there, but yes, I remember those.
Well, young, I'm sure they weren't figuring it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it is. It's cool especially now. You're right. It's so dark, and that's when you do black and white.
Yeah.
I've done that a lot of times. Yeah, because of that.
Yeah.
Or you fisheye a lot of stuff just so you can make excuses for why it's blurry.
Sometimes you just got to use
to shoot in for sure.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to use what you got.
That's right. That's right.
Make it work.
And sometimes doing it to like record the moment, not necessarily to get some award-winning photography.
Yeah.
It's just so that there's pictures of it.
A lot of those award-winning photography comes out as a total like mistake anyway, and they're like, yep, and then oh wow,
Yeah. Happy little accident.
Because I could never be a wildlife photographer because I'm not going to sit there that long. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'll fall asleep too anyway, so it won't matter. It's like you missed everything. I don't know. I got a good nap.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start painting.
All right.
Kevin, can you handle?
I don't know, man. I'm
All
not
right.
sure.
So, like I said, you click on this tile and you can talk about the event that's currently running. We've got new dates.
Okay, we'll talk about that right now then.
All right.
And then when you get off of that tile, click back onto the overlay. So
The one it's on?
That one it's hovering on now. Yeah. Right there.
Yeah. I'm moving around, then I won't know what's hovering on anymore. I'm just kidding. It is different because you don't have the mouse. So you're currently at this the Art House 310.
Yes.
And you're sharing it with
Dennis McPhail.
Nick Vale. For people who don't know who he is, he's also the proprietor of Artists at Large or something like that. And he's done he's one of the hot rod guys here in town too. Man, that's pretty well. We have a really strong hot rod tradition in this town, and people don't realize it. But we won't talk about that. We're actually here for you, so
it's all good. He should get some props. He's got a lot of good stuff up in the show.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's all the way back to like Daryl Starbird and stuff. And anywho, yeah, my stuff.
I worked hard on those fingers. Sorry.
He's like the old school art, and I'm the new school stuff.
Yeah.
It's a different take on what's called light painting.
Right. A lot of digital involved.
Well, it's really just photography. It's not as much digital as everybody thinks. I am shooting digital, but I could do the same thing in film.
That is true because I do both a little bit. I don't do too much film anymore because it's so expensive. But it's amazing how you used to be able to buy that stuff for like a couple $. Now that same stuff is because no one develops it anymore.
Yeah. I'll maybe doing somewhere down the road, like doing a series all on film, like shoot everything with a film camera and process it. And because what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop up a couple of your pieces that you've done with the laser light.
Oh yeah.
So there's one there. Tell us.
This is one of the first ones I did at Open Studios. When I got that was really the beginning of this. The the experimentation portion of this, I kind of started thinking about this about 10 years ago, and tried some shots, and it just didn't work out. So I molded around for 8 years and got this open studios spot and decided that was the time. And I spent 3 months there. Yeah, in a 12 by 12 cube of darkness, and shot a whole bunch of stuff, and had a lot of fun experimenting. Everything I did is done with lasers. So like it's a light painting, but the only light source was laser pointers. And everything in the current show that's up was completely lit with lasers. The joke was I bought 2
lasers,
3-packs of lasers, and that was what I used for everything. So I had 2 red, I had 2 green, and 2 purple, and everything was shot with those. So like the one you add up, it was like I said, one of the very first ones, and it was very, when I did it, all experimental. I didn't know what was going to happen, and with digital, it's 30-second exposure, so you shoot it. It takes 30 seconds to shoot it, and I'm doing all the painting during that 30 seconds. And then, I don't have the fanciest camera in the world, so it takes another 30 seconds for the camera to render that and spit it out so you can see it. So I would just sit there and wait, and when this one popped up, I was like, wow.
So is that a cup or something that you're shooting the laser on?
No, that is a plant.
Okay. Now I see it. Okay. I can see that. I see it now.
It's about 2 feet tall, and in a clay pot, and you can kind of see the pot now. It's kind of hidden, and that's what I kind of dug about this initial shot. The bigger, less defined lines on what would be the right side of the screen, I guess. Not where the plant's on the left side. There's these weird green lines on the right, or is it the other way around?
It's as you see it.
Yeah. So
it's not different because we're at a different spot.
They're about 3 or 4 feet behind the plant on the wall.
Those bigger, thicker lines that you're seeing.
Yeah, and that's why they're less defined.
Right.
But I liked the spillover, and I'm using that a couple more times in some other stuff, and this
is beautiful skyline, right?
Yeah, this is shot from right out in front of Kirby, is looking west. You're kind of looking down 17th Street right there. Huh. I've always loved this picture.
Yeah, people don't realize Kansas has a really beautiful sunset.
It does.
And because we don't have mountains there blocking it. We don't have a bunch of trees blocking it. Well, here we got buildings and stuff, but even then, if you get a little outside of town, it's just miles and miles and miles of fields.
Yeah.
And it's cool here because you're kind of showing both nature and whatever together.
Beauty and industry all in one.
Yeah.
So this picture, this is a friend of mine named Joey, and I shot it, back in 2008, I think. But it recently won Best in Show at an art competition in Kansas City.
Huh.
So it's always been one of my favorites.
So now you're an award-winning artist.
Nope.
I'm not. It's funny because I've entered stuff in shows just to enter them because sometimes they need an extra person, or I don't know. I've had family members even enter my stuff when I didn't know it, and it's like, oh, by the way, did you? Oh, did I? Okay, because I'm like, it's so subjective. I never understood how people can compete, but people do.
Well, I had to send it off to Kansas City to get into anything. So
Yeah.
this is another shot of Kirby's, and I've always loved it.
Okay, this was after how many drinks then? Maybe. No, I'm just messing with you. It's definitely blurry. Was someone playing tic-tac-toe or something?
And it's on the clear glass.
Okay.
There was probably 2010, 2013. I don't even remember when it was. Kirby's got robbed. They broke out the glass and we had some new glass in there, and this got drawn on it. And so what you're seeing in the background is the blurred string lights that hang over the bar. And what's in focus is the window, the new glass with the tic-tac-toe game on it.
Oh, okay. Huh.
And it's not a very good tic-tac-toe game if you look at it too closely.
Yeah, I'm like,
there's another one that I've always loved this one. Okay, now we're back to the lasers. This was done in the studio at Open Studios, and good friend of mine, Niels Larson, loves playing cards, and so this was one of my favorites of it. Basically, what I'm doing is this is a good demonstration of it. Is I'm doing a long exposure for 30 seconds. I'm using the two different colors to accentuate the two different sides. So
the question I have is, because I know that person's not that black. I mean, the background's black, and he's blending in with the background of one for the laser lights. So how are you getting that effect?
That's the void.
Is that the part that's coming from because you're running it so slow?
That partly because of the long exposure, but partly because there is absolutely no light in that room
except for the laser.
Okay.
The lasers. When I say that there's no other light, literally no other light.
Okay.
If I had the lasers going on him, you wouldn't see him.
Okay, I see.
So it literally is pulling. I like to think of it like remember how the Ghostbusters would shoot them with the proton beams and they would pull things towards them?
Right.
I think that's what I'm doing with the lasers. I'm pulling things out of the darkness. That seems poetic.
No, I just wanted you to explain it because I get what's going on. It's just
and it works better on some things than it did on others. You definitely get that effect here. Around his coat and the lower side, the green definitely. Some of the things I learned was lasers. The different kinds of lasers have different powers. You know, the red is the most powerful. The green's the next powerful, and then they have a purple one, which is really, really soft, and it's also UV.
I was going to say purple would almost be like black light.
It is, and it is. It had some really cool effects when I used it on like the bottles. And if you remember in the show, there was some shots of like whiskey bottles.
That's interesting because I have some paint that I use that on, and we shoot some UV lights. I wonder if I did it in a complete dark room, what would it do?
Yeah, well, it really lights up.
Yeah.
Anything UV when you hit it with that laser UV, it immediately lights up, and it's pretty neat. So I had some fun with that. I shot a bottle of gin, and I made a gin and tonic next to it. Well, tonic is UV reactive, so when you hit it with that UV laser, it like just glowed. It was pretty cool.
That's actually at your show right now, isn't it? That picture, or I've seen a picture where it was something like that.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
So yeah,
a couple more people came on.
Santi is popping on. Hi,
Santi.
Hi.
Like I said, we were talking about. I don't think we were on air when we were talking about that, but
we were talking about you. You must ears must have been tingling.
Because she heard it. She felt us talking about her.
Yeah, because I was checking out your Facebook page. Is that the main place that you kind of your hub now, or what? What's the?
Well, I'm pretty old school. I'm not in all the really cool spots. I'm on Instagram and I post stuff on Instagram and Facebook, but that's about it.
You almost need a 10-year-old to help you run all that stuff because it's like, oh my god, this is insane.
And so I've been doing photography for 20 years, so I kind of got a basis there. I've only been doing the art for about 2 years though, so I'm still trying to figure out all that.
Yeah.
Figure out where I need to be, and
I kind of like what you're doing, and it's kind of you can see it's kind of remotivated me a little bit. I haven't done anything yet, but I was all over town for 10, 15 years doing event photography, mainly in the dive bars. And then one day I woke up, I didn't want to do it anymore because it was just after a while it became all the same. And I do it more artsy anyway because I was using a 50 millimeter still life photo to do action stuff, and it really worked out for me. But then I just woke up one day and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. So, but I still got those expensive cameras, and I just don't want to sit there and let them rot. So I'll use them somehow.
I feel like there are people coming up that are taking our place.
Well, that was part of what I did, because for the longest time I was the only photographer in town. It seemed like at the dive bars, not the big ones. There's always going to be people at the big events, and now there's people there. There's on a regular basis. So I'm just like, good. I don't need to be doing this anymore. So really cool. So you said you've been doing photography for 20 years.
I have indeed.
Oh wow.
Professional, like doing same as you, event photography, but portrait, and I worked a couple places doing product photography, which is a lot of fun. It's the best photography because your subjects don't move, and it's easier to light them because of that.
I don't know if I should post this, but maybe your ego can handle it. Oops.
Oh. Thank you.
Am I missing something here?
No, I was just messing with him. Okay, my turn, huh?
Yeah, go for it. Get up. We may have to rethink the audition couch because Kevin can't get off the audition couch.
Hey, isn't that the point of an audition couch?
The other time my knee was killing me. This time I'm just moving so I don't hit everything.
No, you're killing me.
You know, I'm not a young 20-year-old like you are.
Oh yeah, geez, I wish.
Okay.
Jeez, I wish.
So,
Yeah, so I've been watching this. It's process art, I think, is what it is. The guy, he like just he'll draw something, kind of sketch it out, and then just scribble all over it, and then kind of redraw it. And we've got one that we had did last year, probably 2 years ago, wasn't it? Our Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah. And
it got a huge hole in it. And so it's kind of been sitting in the corner, and it had popped up on YouTube, the time lapse we did of it. And I was like, Kevin, where did this painting go? And he's like, oh yeah, remember that was the one that got a big old hole in it. And so we took some canvas and we patched it up, and then I took strips of canvas and threw all over it and some newspaper. And eventually we'll probably get bolder with what we glue to the canvas. And we're just going to process art this. We're going to repaint it.
I like that.
He had some things he didn't like about it. I had some things I didn't like about it. So it kind of worked out. And I was going to bring it today and start it today, but some of my glue had started to come off. I'm going to put Mod Podge all over it, and then we'll go each layer of glue. We'll put a coat of Mod Podge on, and then just keep processing. The thought is that we're going to do that to this too.
The one that we're looking at now?
Yeah. Well, trying to. I don't think that camera's in a very good spot because you could probably just look at I noticed I was doing it too, so I don't know.
It's all right.
Kevin, your back's nice. There's nothing wrong with it. It's kind of a surprise. You lean in, you paint a little while, and then lean out. Look, it's new.
Well, I said the last
time I kept turning this way.
Well, yeah,
I'm
but
used to the camera being right there.
We had it set up. We'd been there two years. And so we'd had everything set, and I mean, I don't like touching things. Once it works, I'm like, leave it alone, don't touch it. So I mean, we had the camera in the same spot, so everything worked, and so it was pretty good. But now we're over here, and it's a tear down every time, and I got to set it up every time, and so it's challenging if I can remember how to do all of it.
Try something new each time.
Yeah, I don't like this already because I didn't like painting like that either. It was awkward because you want to be comfortable when you're working, but you still want to,
maybe you put it on the floor and you attach yourself to a harness hanging above.
Lebowski.
Exactly. What you could do if you were swinging too. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
I get watching some of that performance art, and it's fun, but I don't think it's for me.
yeah. I don't. I need more information because I don't usually understand what's going on.
I'm gonna mess with this light one more time too.
I accidentally dug into the paint you had in there, and it mixes something I didn't want to mix.
Seems like it's darker. Last time it seemed like it was perfect, and then it's not today, and it's like bugging me. I'm like, what's different?
Now on my screen, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm wearing the black shirt, so it
Oh yeah,
hides everything.
I'm not wearing one of my really colorful shirts, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's why you weren't illuminating over there, Kevin. Illuminations.
I didn't even think about the shine on my head.
Yeah, we forgot paper towels.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Jana, she wants to know how you discovered the laser photography.
It was just a lot of thought. I don't like saying this because I'm not sure I'm right, but I feel like I'm the first one to do this.
Yeah,
I haven't seen anybody else, and I've been looking. I'm very willing to say I'm not. So
yeah, I could say I've never seen anything like it.
At least around here, I haven't.
I got inspired on a trip to New Orleans in the French Quarter. If you've ever been down there, or if you haven't been down there, go. It's awesome. You just walk around, and it's just street after street of art studios.
Yeah.
And you just walk in and you look at their stuff. And there was this guy who was a photographer, and he was doing light painting out in the swamp. And it was amazing. Like,
yeah,
light painting, you do long exposures, you use light of however, he was using floodlights and flashlights.
Yeah.
Lighting these old, dilapidated swamp shacks. And it was the eeriest shit I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
Really cool. So it just made me start thinking, I'd really like to do art but what's my spin on it? What can I do?
Yeah.
And I definitely couldn't afford $100 fog lamps and lightsabers and all the other stuff that a lot of the light faders use nowadays. But I could afford $30 worth of laser pointers.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it all started. Is I got the laser pointers. I thought I can make this work. And 8 years later, I finally think I did make it work.
Yeah, I like it. It's very, very good. Like I said, something different, new, and that's hard to do these days because everything's been done.
Yeah. And even my idea is not original. It's just another version of something.
New spin.
Yeah. And that's basically, I think, all we can hope for anymore is to just put a new spin. I mean, the Beatles did it all, man.
Yeah. Well, since you bring it up, I've on the other podcast, I'm trying to make it. I'm breaking the rule right now, not to cross talk on the. But you brought up Beatles, so I'm going to talk about it. So I've started doing a spiel about music history every day, just looking up music history and see what happened. And since I started this a month ago, the Beatles have had some kind of history. Either the Beatles or individually have had some kind of history on every day so far. So I'm just like, okay, at first I was like kind of avoiding it, but I'm like, well, okay, we're just going to do a whole segment on Beatles news this week,
Yeah, dude, they're kind of amazing. I don't know how people don't like them.
Yeah. Some of it's, like, oh, John stubbed his toe. I mean, is that really news? But, it's on the internet. So damn it, it is.
I mean, it must have done something because we're still hearing about it now.
Yeah.
But who did he stub his toe on?
Ooh.
See, that's what
Ooh. Jenna says, well, that's definitely awesome. Talking about your work. Yep.
Yeah. And I hope to do a bunch more. I've got some ideas for a bunch of other stuff I want to try. I'd like to expand into like automobiles.
Yeah.
Cycles I think would be neat. And I've got some ideas of how to do that. I've done some experimenting with shooting stuff outdoors, like going way out in the country, outside of the city lights and stuff.
Yeah.
and it does get like, you remember seeing the skull that was in my show this year now?
The skull?
The big like blue and pink skull.
Yeah, yeah.
It was shot out in the country somewhere.
What about like a mirror? I wonder what. Have you tried any mirror, like super reflective surfaces? Disco ball?
No, I haven't, because it's hard. The idea is the laser hits the subject and then it kind of imprints on it.
Yeah.
With a mirror, it immediately bounces off.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to play with that. Maybe I think
you bounce it off the mirror onto the subject.
I like that. Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea. I've also think it's fun to play with prisms too. See what that would, shoot some prisms and see what kind of effect I get with that too.
I wonder what a laser would look like through a prism.
Well, I don't know. I did get my hands on recently a laser that it shoots it into multiple points.
Yeah. And
then you can also adjust like how many points. So I've been playing with that one, and that's been kind of fun.
Yeah.
But man, there's a lot of lasers out there.
Would you on the Okay, so at Art House 310 this week, today, well, it's past, but they were open today, 1 to 4. Tuesday, they're open 6 to 9, and Thursday as well, 6 to 9. And I think they're going to just release when they're going to be open by the week because he's busy.
And they'll have like a couple days each week that they're open.
That's because they're open during some of the days. I may stop by there again.
Yeah, so you can definitely go there and check out his work those times until the week before the switch over, right?
First is the last day.
Yeah.
We'll have a closing reception from 1 to 4 on that Sunday. And then we pull out, and then the next show goes in.
And of course, everything is for sale. Buy it, all of it. Sell them out. That's what we do. It, like I said, we don't create to get paid, but it sure makes life easy.
Yes. I would love everybody just to come see it and experience it, but it'd be great to sell some stuff too. So.
Yeah. And you've got smaller prints and stuff too, right? If I remember. Yeah, I mean, I think the ones on display are the big pieces.
Yeah, but there's some smaller stuff. Yeah. And I'm happy to print anything you see there that you might want smaller. We can discuss printing different sizes.
Yeah. So. Do you have any kind of online website store?
I'm slacking. I'm still working on figuring that part out.
I kind of want to go to like an pay on demand online store, but then you don't know about the quality, especially with like t-shirts or something.
Yeah,
you get it. Some of the shirts that I've got off of those, they fall apart. The print falls apart in 2 or 3 washes.
Photographic printing is a delicate. I wouldn't. I've been all over town, and it's been tough finding a place that I really liked.
Yeah,
and so it's really tough to let loose the reins on that, and that, because that, especially for a photographer, that's a huge part of your process. I mean, and you can excuse my language, but get really fucked.
Yeah,
if they do a shitty print. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's so easy for them to do that. So, like
I said, we've got a 3D printer at work. I mean, it's not working right now. It's kind of like the ice cream machine at McDonald's, but I don't know how long they would. I don't know how long they would last. It was kind of Boss Man bought it as a new toy. We played with it. I didn't get a chance to play with it because it was his toy, and then he lost interest in it. Kind of sat in the corner, and then it got moved and to a different room, its own room, and then I was doing the daily maintenance on it every week, and I was like, "Hey, this, I sent him a message. Hey, this is broken," and he's like, "Okay." That was like months ago, and so I don't know. I don't know the quality of it. I wouldn't. It looks good. It looks decent.
Yeah,
but also, printed on to a shirt. So I don't think that ink would last. I just don't think it would.
On a shirt, it lasts the right amount of time for a shirt.
I mean, I want shirts to last forever.
That's good.
I want the fabric to fall apart before the image
The
does.
type you're talking about too, it's mainly polyester that's going to hold it. Because the person you talk to, Jenny,
Well, she does the iron-ons.
no, she was doing some other stuff too. She does other stuff.
Yeah.
Screen printing.
Yeah, it's not a screen printing. It's
screen printing of photos is like you said, it's virtually impossible. I mean, it's not going to look.
It's something else she does. It's but yeah, because she was talking about it, she goes, yeah, in those cases she uses 100% polyester. And sorry, I don't want to wear a polyester shirt.
No.
Why
they're
not?
too cold during the winter and they're too warm during the summer.
And if you smoke, you definitely don't want those.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Don't want the old polyester disco shirts back when we thought that was a cool thing to have. Although I shouldn't say that because I think the shirts I've been wearing, they're all polyester. They're actually a blend. I don't know. But yeah, it's funny you brought that up about t-shirts and stuff. And I go, yeah, even artists are t-shirt salesmen nowadays.
gotta get your money wherever you can.
Yeah.
Well, what kills me about especially 2D and 3D artists, when you got stuff that needs to be framed, sometimes the framing costs more if you're not a framer yourself than the art piece itself. And that's why those prices are driven up.
Yes.
You know, I'm almost like, you know what? I don't even frame any of my canvas pieces anymore. I used to, but you know, the canvas would cost me $100, but the frame was cost me $300. So I was like, no, I don't need to be doing that.
Yeah.
You know, and I repurpose a lot of frames nowadays. So whatever size I get, that's the size I'm going to make.
I ran out of money on this one, to be honest. It's expensive.
Well, anytime you get ready for an art show, it's going to happen though, because there's different requirements. You want to get your stuff out there. You want to get a good quality of it. You also want some people to be able to maybe buy a memory of it, even though it may not be an original.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like doing prints too much, but I know if I do my own show, I'm going to have some prints out there for people and stickers and who knows, I'll probably make freaking ashtrays or something. I don't know. Maybe in a few t-shirts, but you know, it's hard to say. But so you got any more shows after this one's done coming up?
I don't have anything in the works. I think I'm just going to get back to working. Actually, I've got some ideas for some stuff for the next series of stuff I want to do. And I think that's going to be the next focus.
Because your next show, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm like 3 days away and I'm still not ready. It doesn't matter if you know now or not.
No, I probably should get on. You know, you got to stay on that stuff, and I haven't.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
I got spoiled by Vertigo Studios 320, Vertigo 320.
Yeah,
and 32, or is it 323?
I know they are. I just don't know the number.
Man, Mark Walker is pretty awesome, and he always has shows that are real inclusive, let anybody in, and I love that. And so he is kind of make sure there's a venue for people like us to always, if we make something new, to get it out there and get it seen, and not have to do an entire show to do it.
Oh, you can drop a couple of pieces.
Yeah, you know, he like his shows. It's like, you know, up to 5 pieces, $10 a piece, and he doesn't charge any, you know, any overhead or whatever, not a percentage.
Consignment.
Yeah, and he's awesome, you know. And if you've never been there, it's an awesome gallery. It really is. It's enormous. He's got something right now it's a kind of a retrospective of all of his stuff from the last 30 years. And he's got a really cool little like 11-minute long movie that he spliced a couple old movies together, and he plays the theremin while it runs.
Theremin.
It's a lot of fun. So yeah,
it's fun to watch people who play theremins too, because it looks like they're doing magic or something. They're like, and then moving it around and stuff.
You know, the next $800 I have, I'm going to get one of those. They're a lot. They look like a lot of fun.
Yeah, they are a lot of fun, but I already got enough instruments. I don't need another one. Although I've looked at Thurmans in the past, and I was like, yeah, I can wait. I got too many other things as it is.
I bet you could probably find the plans for it online and make your own.
Yeah, because it's just the electronic response to your pulses and your body. So
Yeah, by electricity or something like that.
it's kind of cool. But
But I digress. So no, I don't have any works. I've got to put my nose to the grindstone and try to get some more stuff produced, and start looking for shows next year. I think.
you need yourself an industrial grade laser.
Man, I really do. I'd like to.
Not the type that's burning through steel, but the type that you can do.
To like the foothills, and I think it would be really cool to like have a really powerful laser and do what I'm doing on a hill, like out in the middle of nowhere, and
Right.
put a tree way out in the background, and like get some stars in it. And that would be a neat effect, I think.
Probably even do it like some riverbeds and just kind of where the trees are above you and shoot the lasers above and stuff.
Well, like in the foothills there's all those winding hills and riverbeds and stuff going through there. I think you could really get a cool like topographical shot using the laser.
Yeah, that is true.
Freaking laser.
Yeah. I want to do some more toys too. That's probably going to be. I had a couple pieces where I did some, like a little motorcycle, but I'd like to do a life-size motorcycle, and I'd like to do a life-size car. But
you got a studio for this in your house, or do you just set up somewhere where you can make it as dark as possible?
No, I didn't. I don't have a studio. I had, like I said, you had to open studios for the 3 months to do a lot of that. But then I kind of like figured out ways to shoot stuff. Shooting in my hallway where I close the door. And
I haven't heard from any of those people that do they have those studios where you can go in for like 3 months lately.
I'm wondering. I think the Mulberry one got closed. It looks like it's closed.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
So
I think the concept was cool, but I don't know if it was just somebody didn't know how to maintain it or what.
Well, so
there was quite a few for a while there in town, and now it seems like there's they're probably out there. I just got to look a little harder.
Well, I think there's still the Make ICT?
Right, but they're a little different. They're not like a studio thing.
I wonder if I don't know. I haven't heard anything from them from some time.
Yeah, the Make ICT is still around, but it's a membership type thing. And
yeah, it's like Gil creates the same way at the WSU.
Right. But the studio thing, I just haven't heard anything recently.
Yeah, it is. I have nothing but good things to say about it. It was. I mean, I wish that I would have got a little more hands-on from the people in charge, but I mean, just having that studio was huge,
Yeah, I'm thinking if people were running it like they do apartments. They had an old building. They just need to get somebody in there.
Yeah.
To help pay for the lights and stuff. And so they were doing that. And then it's maybe it wasn't maintainable or not enough interest, or maybe someone came in and actually bought the building. I don't know. I'd be interested to find out what happened.
Yeah, that one. Well, so there was one in the Garvey Center. There was one, the Town West one.
And we know the Town West one's not paying their light bills, so
that one's not going.
In fact, there was a young couple that I met a while back that was actually running that one at one time, but I haven't seen them in a while, so I don't know.
Lear? I think Lear is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
maybe they're still running it. It's just you're just not hearing it like we used to.
Well, I don't think anything's going out of the Town West anymore.
Nothing. They finally.
I think everybody that was there said heck with it, moved out too. So
yeah, the big stores were the only ones left because they had their own deal with the electric company.
Right.
I think even they're done, which that's crazy.
Yeah, turning into a big roller rink.
Or a giant skate park.
Yeah. make some of the skate, some of that, what that parkour, whatever that you know, those the free runners.
I love it.
Parkour.
For the elderly, parkour.
Make some of those others, those escape rooms. See, there'd be all kinds of potential. Could you see like the J.C. Penney's there being one big giant escape room? The whole place just an escape room.
Like you could have reenact.
Now watch it come up and someone make millions off of my idea because they were listening to our cast here.
It happens. Paula Abdul was listening the other day.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
She redid the Scat the Cat because Coach had brought it up and she was listening. Next thing you know, she posted new Scat the Cat. No lie. Paula Abdul listens.
Yeah.
What's up, Paula? We love you.
I always thought it was funny that she was the dance choreographer for the Jacksons. I mean, how do you I was like, come on now, they already it's the Jacksons. Why do they need a dance choreographer? Yeah, for
I suppose they. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, I get it because you know they're writing the music and then they don't have to worry about have someone else come up with the moves. But still, when you got people up there known for their dancing and singing, and they got a choreographer. I'm gonna have to get one of those for my live art shows. So when the bands are playing, I can be getting my groove on.
Heck yeah, man. Choreography is where you're missing, man.
Take it to the next level, Kevin.
Yeah.
Punk with choreography.
Hey, we had a punk rock chicken there last night. Why not?
Yeah.
The kid that opened, he had on a chicken suit. And so I'm a punk rock chicken.
Now you need is Peter Griffin to show up and they could duke it out.
For like a half an hour.
Made me think of the Johnny Cash chicken.
Oh,
the chicken in black.
Chicken in black.
All right, we got about 10 more minutes here. You gonna take another stab at it, or are you gonna let it dry, Kevin?
I'm done. It's pretty wet.
It's
because I was smearing some of your stuff up too on accident.
I was blending it. It is a challenge working. I don't know. Like I said, photography. There's probably not much collaboration, especially.
Unfortunately, this is my platform. I want to work with people.
Yeah.
You know what, dude? We can try something. Maybe I can bring my cameras. You can bring your cameras, and we'll figure something out between the two. Even with my artwork, I have no problem with it.
I'm happy to share my knowledge. I'm trying to, the more people I can tell about this process. I'm not trying to keep it a secret. Let's all do it, and let's see what we can do with it. Figure it out. I think because if we could get like 6, 7, 8 different people doing lasers at one time. Man, we can make something cool. I bet.
Well, yeah. I mean, shooting all at the same. Yeah.
Because
you've only got
from different angles and different colors and different everything.
Yeah.
And see if we can even make it into some kind of live show would be really kind of cool. And then at the end of the show, we have something that's printing out for us or something.
I think I have a way to do that. You can run an HDMI cable from your camera to a monitor.
And we'll get some kind of electronic DJ type dude or something.
You take the picture, and like a minute later, it pops up on the screen for everybody to see.
Yeah, I've seen that. Well, I've seen that at Comic-Cons. I mean, all those pictures I got of me being that action figure thing. When you asked about the action figure, and I said, "Oh, I'm already in one." And because they had these big boxes, I said, with opposable parts and blah 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 action things and. So I'm standing in there, and I sent him to because remember he said, "What action figure would be?"
Yeah,
I am one.
What 2 accessories would you have? That's what it was.
Yeah,
Captain Spaulding by chance.
One of them was Captain Spaulding. The other one I also did the Mountain when he became that zombie protector of the Queen thing. That armor has since shattered because I fell off stage.
Oh, what are there pictures of that? I'd love to see
Yeah,
that.
there's some professional pictures out there.
Of
I
you
would-
falling off stage.
No, not off stage.
That's what we want to see.
But there is one me posing. I got the sword
Oh,
up and stuff like that.
Awesome.
There's supposed to be one where I'm actually fighting that Ice Lord dude, but I've never seen it.
Has not reached
The
fruition.
Night King?
Well, I don't know what happened to it. It never got out to me. So
You're like fighting the Night King?
yes,
Damn, that's awesome.
I always said, what would have happened if the Mountain would became the Night King? It would have been 1,000 times worse than what the one that was. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it out. I'll try not to.
It's kind of like that time I'm Captain Spaulding and I have the gauntlet in my hand. Yeah, I'm gonna be flipping that thing left and right.
But yeah, so final notes here. Art House 310. Definitely go check it out.
Please.
Follow the Art House 310 so you can keep up to date with when they're opening this each week, because you're there a total of 3 weeks, right?
But they've got the entire year packed full of awesome shows.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be definitely, I don't know I can't remember who's next, but it's gonna be incredible. I guarantee.
Yeah, I can't think of it off the top of
I
my
think
head.
she apologized to me for not getting us on the list or something. I was like, don't worry about it. We'll figure ourselves out.
I got a question about the keeper. How did you do the keeper on that one?
So that was it's a 6-inch tall statue.
Yeah.
Like it's cut out of metal, and I hit it with from the size. I literally illuminated the edge of it with each laser.
Okay. I was like, that can't be laser, but
Yeah, it
it
is.
is.
Jet planes crashing.
Yeah. Freaking lasers, man.
It's not the original keeper of the place. I'd love to, but it's too light.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
only
yeah, they
process.
light all those fires and everything around it.
Yeah, I'd love it. It'd be fucking awesome, but it just I can't pull it off yet.
I've done fire at that. Remember, I'll have to find that photo sometime and send it to you, where I've done fire stuff at that slow speed. And I told you it looked like a hurricane going around or a tornado going around that girl that was a fire spinner. Wonder what that fire would look like that's under the keeper with that slowed down.
I mean, you would get, if you did it right, you could get some licking. I think you could actually see the flames
And
coming.
there's also other lights there too. That's the problem. You're going to have some shadow effect from people running around and stuff, but
that's the bane of being a photographer.
Well, you take one picture hoping you take 1,000 pictures hoping one's good. I mean, that's just the way it is.
At least if you take 1,000 pictures, one of them's going to be good.
Yeah.
There's nothing more defeating than going home after a night. Like I said, last night, running around doing his stuff. Half of the first half of the videos were blurry. The 7 pictures I took, I just kind of switched to sports mode and just because they came out great. But then so the second half of the video was fine, but I was like, I don't know what was going on. I mean, I hadn't touched the camera in 2 years. I was going to take photos of artwork. I just go outside and noon, really, really bright, and then I would take the photos of our paintings so I could make prints of them. So that was about the extent of that. So actually using the camera, I was like, what button do I hit? It took me like 10 minutes to figure out what button to hit again. I figured it out.
And he finished on his other camera because he couldn't get it working and sitting there scraping and everything. He was in a total panic. And I was like, dude, it's okay. It is what it is.
Dude, I feel that. I've been there so many times.
And I understand that's the best camera because you always got one camera you like over all of them. That does it does exactly what you've been wanting to do.
Yeah.
Because I got like 3 and I got one I'm always using. I don't even use my newer, nicer ones hardly ever.
And your phone does just as good. So I was like, I was gonna at least get footage with the phone. But I do so much with the video editing and the clips and stuff. It's full. I gotta every week I gotta go through and delete stuff just so I can have stuff to work on for this week. So I was like, that's gonna fill it up, and I'm gonna have to. But I was like, okay, that's worst case scenario. I got my phone.
Here's one. Have you done a session and accidentally deleted all your photos after a session, or deleted one you thought you had a really good one and it was gone?
But I have done the thing where I didn't realize like the autofocus wasn't on, and like halfway through a session. So I was way many years ago. I used to do videography in movies as well, and I got asked to do a wedding, and I was the only one doing it, and there was 3 cameras.
Yeah.
And I wasn't familiar with the 3 cameras, and that was a bad idea.
Yeah, I've done one wedding. I will never do any weddings anymore. Ever.
The main camera didn't record the entire thing. The other 2 cameras did record, but they barely had enough footage. You know, and I didn't realize this until it was all over.
It's like, can you guys reshoot?
One more time. So yeah,
Take 2.
I understand nightmares, you know. And shooting bands, it's always difficult because there's never great lighting for photography. They don't give a fuck what the photographer wants. They want to look cool.
Yeah.
And that cool lighting does not help.
Well, and when you're performing, you know, the camera guy's just kind of there.
I mean, exactly. It should be. That's the way it should be.
So,
I always have felt that a band photographer should never use a fucking flash.
Yeah.
No.
I've seen guys do that. I'm up there singing, all of a sudden they flash in my face, and now all of a sudden I really can't see because it's hard enough as it is.
Yeah, it could get ugly real fast doing that to people. And so yeah, and it just you do that. You use flash anyways. It doesn't look natural.
If you have one of those white flashes, that's not too bad.
But still,
yeah, I don't like them.
Glowing red eyes.
But people who do that, they're like, "Well, I do that so that because it's so flat." And I go, "Then you don't have your settings right."
Yeah.
If you're coming out with flat photos, but they're the clearest you can get, then you still got some settings you need to adjust.
Absolutely.
And you play with that camera. Every camera's different.
Yeah.
Every camera. I don't care if I buy the same exact model. Like, holy cow, they updated something here on me.
That's not right, man. Every year, every time they do something, they change a little something. I've never seen a camera stay the same. You know what I mean?
I would never call myself a photographer just because I don't. Most of my photos are either like sports mode, a mode, you know, the closest mode. So I was like, I tried to get into, you know, the aperture and all this stuff, and I try to understand it, but I'm like,
you know,
cameras nowadays are amazing. Those modes are fucking great. They do
all that aperture and all that stuff mattered more when we were using film. Nowadays, you can take normal pictures, and Photoshop and editor and all those things are going to handle all that.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, it makes it tough for us photographers because really, you can fix almost any photo now in Photoshop.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, the true test comes when you try to print it. You know, are you going to try to print it out? You know, 16 by 24. Well, it may not be as easy with your iPhone.
You don't have your pixel right on that photo. It's going to come out really.
Nobody gives a shit about that.
Yeah.
People just do it on Facebook and on Instagram. That's all that they care about.
Yeah. Of course, anything would.
And it does.
72 DPI. Everything looks good. Yeah.
It's not like our eyes can see all that thousands of DPI anyway.
But like, go print it because I work at a print shop and we get a lot of Facebook photos, and it's like, here's your blur, here's your pixels.
And why you can't print? Why can't you print that 11 by 14?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's a 20 kilobyte file, man.
Yeah, I've told a lot of people, if you're going to take pictures with your camera, don't take the pictures for your Facebook. Take the pictures for your camera mode, and then take a copy of that into your Facebook. Because because I did that once on accident. I sent a Facebook one before you started working there. Didn't mean to. I meant to send my other one, and I got it back, and I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah. You can definitely see
it was so blurry.
Yeah.
And so, oh, wait. And so I ended up wasting money. I go, oh, man, I sent you the wrong one. And I sent them the right one, and it came out just immaculate. So.
All right, one more time, Arthouse 310. That's where we can find you. We have not said, I don't think, your name. The Hocus Focus Photography. We said it about 5 more times real quick because we didn't say it. Hocus Focus Photography.
Hocus Focus
Photography.
The link is in the description. I can get you there to the Facebook page if you go down there and check out some of his great artwork. And like I said, this week, Tuesday and Thursday, 6 to 9 at Arthouse 310. Check out his stuff, buy his stuff. Even if I mean, them shares go a long way.
They do.
What days do you know for sure you're going to be at the art house?
Me personally, I probably won't go in unless I'm asked to until the end.
That's what I'm saying. Because most people go in the first and the end. That's
Yeah.
not a problem. I get it.
I will.
I just didn't know if you knew a certain day you were going to be there. So if somebody wanted to visit you or something.
I mean, I am willing to go any day they want to meet me there. If you guys want to meet me there, I'll be there. Just let me know.
So on Facebook, someone can message and say, "Hey, man, I just want to meet you."
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if you let Art House 310, they'll get in touch with me. I guarantee. I'll be there. I promise.
I would expect a call from Paula Abdul here any minute.
I will be there for Paula.
She is still gorgeous. She is still gorgeous.
And I guarantee she can dance better than I can.
Oh yeah, her daughter, because in the video they did it, her daughter was dancing with her, and her daughter just looks like exactly like she did 20, 30 years ago now. We're old, so
I think it's probably 40 years actually.
I didn't want to do her like that, Kevin. I didn't want to do her. She's listening. 20 years. She's 25 and holding.
Yep. And
It was her sister.
every day of 25. Yeah.
Yes. But check that out. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you
It
for
was a
having
fun podcast.
I love it. Thanks, guys.
Hopefully next time we will kill that little Tweety bird in the background.
Oh, man. That's our ghost.
Thanks again. Have a good night.
All right, bye.